1. Take action. You boarded, you set sail, and you've made the passage. Time to disembark. This matters on 2 levels. On the personal level, time is finite. If you've been planning to start a business but still haven't, eventually your time will run out. Your tomorrow will end one day, so you better start doing. On the professional level, sometimes in a business, you'll just have to make an exit and start something new. That is, you boarded and set sail, and you've made the passage with your venture. Disembark when it's time. 2. Display expertise without pretension. Confidence and actual knowledge of things are often quiet. Be good at what you do, certainly, but try to display that simply and straightforwardly. No pretensions or airs, no using the "I'm the founder" card, etc. No one likes to work with jerks, and even less with a know-it-all, high and mighty one. So, if you're good, be quietly good. You can talk about your expertise sometimes, but most of the time, keep your head down. Just do your stuff. Do it well, and do it silently. 3. Focus on the present moment completely. Concentrate every minute like a Roman-like man on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. If you're going to start an actual, honest-to-God business, then do it with seriousness. Put your weight behind it, and don't bandy around. Work on your tasks with care and earnest attention. To me, passion is over-advised. You can find a passion for the most menial of tasks if you're committed to loving whatever it is you do. I realize this is impossible to do 100%, as you will hate some aspects of entrepreneurship. But still, try to love what you do, as much as you can. Maybe like 60% of the time. Love your work. That's plenty. 4. Your conscious mind will show you the right directions. Our inward power, when it obeys nature, reacts to events by accommodating itself to what it faces, to what is possible. It needs no specific material. It pursues its own aims as circumstances allow. It turns obstacles into fuel. Best to reduce this to 2 words: be flexible. Business is an inherently changeable thing. As an entrepreneur, you'll have to be consistent with your larger aim, and yet you need flexibility for the circumstances on the ground. As Marcus Aurelius teaches, change your approach based on what you're facing. This is partly experience, knowing what approach to take based on the situation. The solution is either to get more experience or get more training. But back to the point, be flexible. See new opportunities and obstacles. Be prepared to change your plans to accommodate new info. Never petrify. Always keep moving. 5. Live in reality. Always to define whatever it is we perceive, to trace its outline, so we can see what it really is. Its substance, stripped bare, as a whole and unmodified, and to call it by its name, the thing itself and its components. Entrepreneurship is a funny thing, a combo of self-delusion and optimism sometimes, but also a hard reality. The optimism end, that's where you get things like Steve Jobs' famous reality distortion field. But I'd argue that in business, you also need strong clarity and an appreciation for the hard truth. I've fallen prey to too much optimism before, fallen prey to doubting myself too early, as a result of attaching implications and thoughts to situations. Now I counsel differently. Aim for simple, clear reality. When faced with a situation, see it for what it is. See its neutrality. An event in itself cannot be good or bad. It's only an event. This is the Stoic way. External things are classed as adiaphora, the different. Now, I'm not telling you to stick with this neutrality. Eventually, you'll have to decide whether you'll see something as a threat or an opportunity. But before you add in perceptions, first define the thing. Strip it down. You can add in your own colors later. First, learn to see. 6. Let go of negative emotions. The evil that men do harms you only if you do evil in response. Marcus reminded himself to not be upset by the misdeeds of others and to correct them if possible, but if they were stubborn and would not change, to accept it. In reacting to such people, we must never allow our own principles to be violated. Moreover, we should never be surprised by the wicked deeds of others, and avoid wishing that men are not as they are, prone to evil acts, because then we are wishing for the impossible. He believed that people do bad things out of ignorance of what is good and evil, and that we should forgive them for their errors, even when they harm us. Marcus stresses that social animals such as humans are meant to live in harmony. He likened his relation to bad people to them being different body parts of the same person. Good and bad people are both parts of the same universal nature, and they are meant to interact and cooperate. Marcus Aurelius, and indeed all the Stoics, believed that we were part of an interconnected organism, that you couldn't hurt one person without hurting them all. What injures the hive injures the bee, he said. The best revenge, he said, is not to be like that. Meaning, when you hurt others, you hurt the group and you hurt yourself. Among other principles, the Stoics believe that you should look for all good things within yourself. Happiness and peace are to be found internally rather than externally. They gave an example of seeking to escape your problems by physically leaving them behind you, like going on a vacation, changing jobs, switching spouses, moving cities. The Stoics point out that you will eventually realize that you have brought your problems with you as you go. The reason, of course, being that the true problem is with your mind and how you interact with the world. For example, think of your friends who have the same failed relationship in multiple marriages or partners, or people who constantly get in aggressive conflict with everyone they meet yet never realize that they are the instigator. The Stoics believe that if you want to live the good life, a life of serenity and progress, you can only do so by living virtuously, in accordance with your true nature as a man and a partaker of the divine spark of wisdom. There is no other way. Aurelius further believed in the citadel of the mind, meaning that by retreating into your own mind and considering only those things that you can control, like your own will, desires, and intentions, you can achieve true Stoic serenity regardless of the storms and trials of life. By learning to not care about what doesn't matter, like outcomes that are beyond your control, riches, others' opinions, externalities, etc., you can escape frustrations and never be disappointed in your goal of living a life of serenity through virtue. As one Stoic said, you will realize that you have all your goods safely with you, no matter where you are. Focus on the true meaning of the good life by concerning yourself only with being a virtuous man and with those aspects of your thinking and decisions that you truly control. Look for the good only within yourself. According to the great Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius, the only thing that one is in control of is one's individual ego. Control the ego and the soul. A wise man is only in control of his inner self-will, intention, behavior. He should take moral responsibility for his behavior, actions, and emotions. He shouldn't be whining about anything which he doesn't have control over. There's no point worrying about something which one can't control. Stoicism is a beautiful philosophy that is misunderstood and deserves to be learned today.